Any question?
No, on a frank note, I didn't go to the previous video because today only I just joined. But yeah, I've seen your previous class, so I'm good. So
Okay. Kasim, are you there? I am not able to hear you. I can see that you are unmuting yourself, but आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Okay. Maybe somewhere busy or something. Fine, not an issue.
So before you're starting a video, I just want to say something. Like I am a big fan of your classes. So it's been almost 2 years. So I was meeting you. So I have joined your LTM classes 2 years back, and again I got an opportunity to again join this ASM. So I'm looking forward for these classes.
Hey, thank you, Prasad, for such a,
No, I've
positive
seen.
feedback.
No,
You made my day.
yeah. Though I'm not I'm not joined your, I mean, Netminion for a long time, but I
Yeah.
was keep on referring your videos. So if Netminion is getting I mean, some amount from YouTube, so I'm also part of it. So I daily,
Ah, my gosh.
so,
Thank you.
so, so I daily watch your videos. Like so, yeah. So you throw some good videos on F5 questions. Yeah.
Right. Right. Thank you. That is a positive thing for us. Like we will take it in a positive manner. If somebody is regularly watching it, maybe we will post, some more good contents so
Yeah.
that it will be a value addition for everybody. If
Yeah.
they are not joining the class, maybe even then they can have some positive. Yes, Kasim, go ahead. Third party or third party? Sorry?
Change the microphone setting.
Source हमारा होता है, फिर तुम्हें जाएगा तो I am barely able to hear you, Kasim.
I
But I
just
can.
change the microphone setting. There's actually today
Okay.
microphone is left in
Okay.
office.
Okay. Okay. Oh, this is Sunday today. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Sure. Go ahead. You can take your time. Okay. So before starting today's class, I wanted to understand that have you guys ever heard for local traffic policies, that is LTP, local traffic policies? So this is something like if you are aware of F5 LTM, in that we can write down some I rules, okay, which
Yes.
is tool command language based syntax. We can do some kind of coding and we can alter the behavior of F5 device as per the requirement if needed. But the thing is, one should be aware about this, TCL syntax, and they should be aware about everything how I rule work. On the other hand, what F5 does, because there was a lot of requirements, they did the same thing using some kind of GUI stuff, because everybody is now moving towards the GUI, especially after the cloud. Because every cloud service provider, either you take any name, Azure, AWS, whatever, you do understand that cloud on the cloud, you need to just click some of the settings, and in the background, everything, every script or whatever need to be done, coding is not a hustle. That will be done by the cloud service provider. Similarly, in F5, there is something written in the GUI. Okay. In the GUI, we can create a policy. So the very first point is we need to create policy. This is very first point. In the policy, you can give what is the policy name. Okay. You can put some kind of description if you need to provide. and then under that policy you need to create the rules. Okay, so it is bit like your route map. If you people have ever worked upon route map, that in the route map you need to put out different rules in the route map, like what is the match statement, okay, and what would be the consequence of the same, like either you wanted to make change into the AS path prepend, local preference up and down, whatever. So
Next
there are,
door.
yeah, next stop, right. So we could do a lot of things in the route map, right? Similarly, think like that. So there is a policy. Under the policy, you can do the rules. Under the rules, same way, you can put the different conditions that, okay, if this is a condition, what will be the action? If second is the condition two, action two, condition three, action three, bit like that. Once this policy is configured, you need to publish this policy because by default it will be in the draft mode. And once this policy is publish, not public, publish. Okay, you need to publish this policy. Once this policy is published, you need to associate with a virtual server. Bit like, think about route map. You are creating a route map and then you need to put out on some of the interface. Okay, any question on this? So this is somewhat LTP, local traffic policy.
In rules, in rules, we create multiple condition, if and else. So like this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, right. It is bit like if and else. जैसे हम वहां पर काम करते हैं, same way. You can create multiple of the rules, है ना? Rule 1, Rule 2, Rule 3, जितना भी आपको करना है. And once all the rules are published, आपको policy publish करनी होती है, right? It's not the rules, individual rules you need to publish. You need to publish the complete whole soul policy आपको publish करनी है. After the policy is published, आपको सेम जैसे आप आई रूल एसोसिएट करते हो वर्चुअल सर्वर से, यहाँ पर पॉलिसी आपने वर्चुअल सर्वर पे लगा देनी. आई विल शो दिस एंड व्हाई आई एम डिस्कसिंग दिस इन एएसएम. मैं अभी आपको थोड़ी देर में बताता हूँ दैट व्हाट इज द रीजन आई एम टॉकिंग इन एएसएम अबाउट द एलटीपी. ओके, बट दिस इज एलटीपी. एंड इफ यू आर फैन ऑफ सीएलआई, तो CLI के अगर आप फैन हो, you can just check from their show LTM policy. Okay, there is a command under the TMSH mode. You can just run this command, show LTM policy, and all the policies will be appear over there. Okay, either it is LTM or ASM, hardly matter. Any question so far on this point?
Yeah, good, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So you need to understand that each policy include a matching strategy of the specific rule, where you need to apply condition and action, condition and action. That's it. So very basically, it will be into the draft mode. Then when you publish it, only then you can put it under the virtual server. If it is not published or it is into the draft mode, you cannot apply it into the virtual server. That is one thing, like I am telling you about the policy. Now, why I am discussing about this policy in ASM, you need to understand about that topic. Okay, because that is important. So what happened is, जैसे ही आप F5 ASM प्रोविजन करते हो, राइट, तो दिस इज अ सिंगल डिवाइस, लेकिन मैं इसको दो तरीके से डिवाइड कर रहा हूँ. आई एम जस्ट डिवाइडिंग इनटू टू पोर्शन, LTM एंड ASM, जस्ट टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड. Okay, like I was creating a diagram yesterday. In the same way, I am creating a diagram now. So let us say there is a virtual server and there is a client. This client is coming from outside. It can be MPLS, okay, it can be SD-WAN, it can be ISP or maybe internet connection. Howsoever, I don't know what way, but it is coming to your virtual server eventually. When it is coming to your virtual server, तो सबसे पहले ASM के लिए आपको क्या लगाना पड़ता है वर्चुअल सर्वर पे? You need to associate a security policy, right? You people have such a like knowledge that we need to apply some kind of security policy, right? When you apply a security policy on the virtual server, automatically, है ना, अपने आप, you need not to do anything, automatically एक LTP assign हो जाती है. So one LTP got assigned or associate with your virtual server. And on this virtual server, this LTP says that every traffic, whatever you received, should be go with this security policy. Okay, that is the reason your traffic will flow from the
Please
security
repeat again this
policy.
one.
Yeah, I am just repeating. And then it will go to the pool and to the server. So what I am telling, I will show you in the practical. Don't worry, I will show you everything practically also. But currently I am just theoretically defining something, so you need to understand. मैंने अभी क्या बोला, आपके पास आपने वर्चुअल सर्वर बनाया, ओके, ऑन दिस वर्चुअल सर्वर आपने सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी लगाई. व्हेन यू अप्लाई दिस सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी, जब आपने ये लगाई तो ऑटोमेटिकली एक एलटीपी बन जाती है ना, ऑटोमेटिकली. और इस एलटीपी में जो रूल होता है, द रूल ऑफ दिस एलटीपी सेज दैट एवरी ट्रैफिक मतलब कोई भी ट्रैफिक जो भी मेरा वर्चुअल सर्वर पर आए, दैट शुड बी पासिंग थ्रू दिस सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी. एंड सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी इज अगेन सम काइंड ऑफ रूल्स, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. तो हर ट्रैफिक सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी पे क्यों जाएगा? क्योंकि एक एलटीपी लगी होती है, एंड दैट एलटीपी डिफाइंस दैट एवरी ट्रैफिक शुड गो फ्रॉम दिस सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी, एंड इट हैपेंस ऑटोमेटिकली, एंड यू शुड नॉट रिमूव इट. अगर आप इसको हटा दोगे तो द वे ऑफ वर्किंग कैन बी अल्टर्ड, एंड इट कैन बी लाइक पोटेंशियल रिस्क टू योर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. सो दैट इज द रीजन आई एम टेलिंग. और ये आप कहाँ देख सकते हो? अंडर द रिसोर्स. जैसे आप एलटीएम में आई रूल लगाते हो, वैसे ही उसी जगह पर आपकी एलटीपी या लोकल ट्रैफिक पॉलिसीज भी लगती है.
लेकिन
वहां पर
सर इसके अंदर तो होता है ना कि एएसएम का ऑप्शन ज्यादा आता है इसके अंदर तो.
एएसएम का ऑप्शन,
मीन जब आप जैसे उस साइड पे मेन्यू के अंदर जाते हो ना, तो जैसे
हाँ, देर
जीटीएम
इज
में DNS आता है, इसका ये
देर इज
ऐसा नहीं
ऑप्शन
आता है.
सिक्योरिटी. हाँ, देर इज ऑप्शन सिक्योरिटी. डू नॉट गेट कंफ्यूज. ये सिक्योरिटी ऑप्शन जो है, इट विल अपीयर व्हेन यू विल प्रोविजन एएसएम मॉड्यूल. ओके, ये तब आएगा. यहाँ सिक्योरिटी में आप सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी बनाओगे, यू विल फॉर्म अ सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी ओवर देयर, but this security policy need to apply on some virtual server, and once it is applied on the virtual server, then this LTP will come into the picture. Okay, Kasim?
ओके ओके, यस, गेट द पॉइंट.
हाँ, तो प्रोविजनिंग इज समवट डिफरेंट, क्योंकि अगर आपकी प्रोविजनिंग ही नहीं होगी तो सिक्योरिटी ऑप्शन ही नहीं आएगा, आप सिक्योरिटी पॉलिसी ही नहीं बना पाओगे. ओके, सो फर्स्ट यू नीड टू क्रिएट द प्रोविजनिंग, that is licensing and provisioning you need to do. Once it is provisioned, then you need to create a security policy. Once you create a security policy, you need to apply it on the virtual server. Once you applying it on the virtual server, automatically a LTP get created. You need not to do anything. But why I am telling you? Because you should be aware of. आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ये LTP कहाँ से आई. If you will see tomorrow that okay, there is something else on my virtual server, why it is so, who applied it, I don't know, let me remove it, then it can be a potential risk. Okay, because आपका security risk will be there if you remove this thing. Prasad, clear to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Good.
Oh, then before moving ahead, I need to talk about some more thing, some common, thing that is named as security model. So there are two security models. Okay, in the world of cyber security अगर हम बात करें तो there are two approaches. दो अप्रोच हैं थ्रेट मिटिगेशन के लिए, which is very critical. Okay, for mitigating the threats. One is positive security model. One is negative security. Okay, there are two security models. अब ये दोनों फंडामेंटल सिक्योरिटी स्ट्रेटेजीज है बेसिकली. ओके, और यू कैन से these are the methods, but they do work in contrasting way. Okay, अब जब हम बात करेंगे with respect to the product of F5 portfolio, you can able to understand more. But very first, you should be aware about what are those. Any like, if you have any views, what is positive security model?
So positive is like what are, I mean, like security, we create a policy, like whatever we allowed only. So negative is like whatever we blocked. I think so. Negative, which is, yeah, I mean,
Right, right. So you are very much right. What we can say, पॉजिटिव आपका सिक्योरिटी मॉडल को हम बोल देते हैं डिफॉल्ट डिनाई. ओके, अब it is referred as default deny. Why? Because it only allow non-traffic. Non-traffic मतलब जो मेरे लिए सही है वही. Rest everything will be get blocked. So non-traffic is allowed and rest is blocked. So that is your positive security model, which means you have a predefined list of trust. So I can say trust predefined list is there. Okay. So it means कि आपने व्हाइट लिस्टिंग के लिए एक सेफ एंटिटीज आपने बनाई है दैट ओके ओनली दीज आईपी एड्रेस और ओनली दीज यूजर्स और ओनली दोज बिहेवियर्स आर अलाउड एक्सेस, अदरवाइज रेस्ट एवरीथिंग इज डिनाइड लाइक दैट. सो इट इज वेरी स्ट्रिक्ट इन्फोर्समेंट एंड फॉर श्योर अगर आप ये यूज कर रहे हो तो आपका अटैक होने के चांसेस कम है. और व्हाई? बिकॉज ओनली परमिटेड एक्शंस आर अलाउड. सो it will reduce the attack surface for sure. Okay. In F5 scenario, अगर मैं बात करूं LTM की, okay, LTM is your default deny device, and you need to create their virtual servers. Remember,
yes, yes.
to make it listen to, and that is how you can think about कि positive security model को if somebody adhere that by default that is your LTM. Now, contrary, if we talk about negative, so negative devices are default allowed devices. Okay, just the opposite of each other, which means they will uh, they will say everything is allowed. Everything is allowed. Okay, but blocking, maybe we can say blocking non entities. So only the non-bad entities, probably I can say non-bad entities, like specific IP address, maybe from a specific region. Okay, like USA will block Russia. Okay, and blah blah blah, whatever. So signatures based attack signatures. Okay, there are a lot of things. Now here, what you are doing, you are providing the blacklisting. Here it was whitelisting, right? Whitelisting. Here you are providing the blacklist, which means you are blacklisting the non-bad entities, that it should be get blocked. It should not be further send, you know. So if I talk about F5 ASM, when you implement ASM by default, it will not block anything by default. Okay. By default, ASM will not block anything. So we need to do some specific configuration for sure to make it work. But that is how your positive and negative security model work. Now, if I talk about positive security model, for sure, if I will talk about the benefit of the positive security model, for sure, it is high effective for the very sensitive application, bit like your any of the maybe share market, maybe any banking, healthcare, or whatever. You can take any name. But this is your pros. Okay. But there are cons. What are the cons? like it is very complex. You need to block only legitimate traffic. If your policies are not properly tuned, it may break the legitimate traffic as well. मतलब आपका अगर पॉलिसी सही नहीं है तो आपका जो सही ट्रैफिक भी है, जो यूजर सही भी है, लेजिटिमेट भी है, उसका ट्रैफिक भी इट कैन ड्रॉप. So you should be having a proper knowledge on like your subject. You should be a subject matter expert, SM. On the other hand, negative ASM, अगर मैं इसके pros की बात करूं, it is very easy to implement because आपको कुछ करना ही नहीं है. Okay, you need to just block only those things which is a known threats. But the thing is, ये आपका 0 day अटैक प्रोवाइड नहीं करता है ऑन द डे वन. दैट इज योर कॉन्स. ओके, विच मीन्स लाइक it is vulnerable. We can say it is more vulnerable than your positive security model. Now, question is, what should we do then? Okay, and the answer is like when you are creating your security policy. Let us say this is your ASM box, and you are creating a security policy. There is a virtual server 1. This virtual server 1 is securing your app 1. Okay, this is 2 servers, and these 2 servers are providing app 1. Okay, this is server 1, server 2. Now, on this virtual server 1, you are providing app security policy 1. Let us say that is the name. Now, when you create a security policy, this security policy, if I say this is a positive, this is a negative, it will start from here. Okay. Then after passing the days, it may go like that. So it is our goal कि हमें उस पॉलिसी को ट्यून करना है. So this is like over the time you are tuning it, and soon you will tune. It will go towards the positive security. Okay, so we need to tune it more and more. So इसमें आपका URL बेस आप फिल्टरिंग कर सकते हो, फाइल टाइप्स आप लगा सकते हो, the parameters you can tune. Rest your attack signatures you can just put over there, and lot of bot detection, DDoS attack, blah blah blah, lot of names, lot of configuration, lot of things during the tuning of the policy, security policy I will be gonna talk. But yes, you can do a hell lot of things to make it positive. Any question over here? Prasad, Kasim? Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you're, yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay, sure. Thank you. Now, let's proceed further. Now, I need to touch one more topic before we go ahead to the F5 ASM. Jumping to the F5 ASM directly, I need to build some of the foundation strong, and that is OAuth top 10. Have you heard about this OAuth? What is OAuth? OAuth stands for
Vulnerability means skill from
right.
top 10 favorite. I think recently I heard about the 10 or 10 most famous vulnerabilities on these things.
Good. Thank you. तो बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने. इट इज अ इंटरनेशनल नॉन प्रॉफिट फाउंडेशन है. ओके, ऑनलाइन कम्युनिटी है, पब्लिश करती रहती है, लॉट ऑफ आर्टिकल्स इट यूज टू पब्लिश. ओके, मेथडोलॉजीज, डॉक्यूमेंट्स, टूल्स, टेक्नोलॉजीज. इनका कोर प्रिंसिपल है दैट एवरीथिंग दे प्रोवाइड फॉर फ्री. ओके, इट इज फ्रीली अवेलेबल फॉर एवरीबडी, इजिली एक्सेसिबल फॉर एवरीबडी, मेकिंग इट पॉसिबल कि हर कोई अपना इंप्रूव कर सके वेब एप्लीकेशन की सिक्योरिटी को. एंड बेस्ट नोन जो इनका था, एक जो इनकी रिपोर्ट आती थी टॉप 10 वल्नरेबिलिटीज की, इट गोट रियली फेमस. ओके, इट बिकम वेरी फेमस. एंड दिस टॉप 10 रिपोर्ट दे रेगुलरली अपडेटेड रिपोर्ट आउटलाइनिंग मे बी यू कैन से सिक्योरिटी कंसर्न्स. तो ये फोकस किस पे करते थे? 10 most critical risk per, that what are the risks. And this isn't something like awareness document, you can say, but sooner it it become a standard. It become a standard, becoming and all the recommendation between all the companies that okay, minimum these risks should be mitigated. Okay, so OAuth's top 10 is the list of 10 common application vulnerabilities showing the risk, impact, countermeasures about the same. और ये हर 3 या 4 साल में इन एवरी 3 or 4, मोस्टली 4, ओके, years they used to publish it. लास्ट टाइम 2017 था, फिर 2021 था, मे बी in 2025 I don't know if they publish currently, but in the past month I saw that they haven't, so it might be getting published in this year. So last is 2021 OAuth's top 10 list, what you can able to see. Okay, one question, how they publish such report, on what behalf?
The use case based scenario.
Sorry Prasad, if you are speaking something.
The use case based scenario.
Acha, Kasim. Okay. Use case, basic scenario. Okay. Yes. Anybody else?
I mean, these are like I mean, what do you call, like white collar hackers, and they do a vulnerability scanning. And
Right.
whenever they get these kind of vulnerabilities, I mean, they before posting this, they will inform the vendors, and they will ask us to patch, and then they will, after 1 or 2 months, they will release
Correct.
these vulnerabilities. That's what I.
Correct. So this list is determined through a community-driven process, which involve a lot of security expert, developers, researchers worldwide. So very first, they collect the data. Okay. So this process begin with the massive data collection phase. So OAuth, which is an organization, gather data from various sources, including security incidents, vulnerability reports, industry survey, and a lot of things. And their own core team also, work on this data from different security organization. They do some kind of penetrate testing for them for free and on other vendors also. So very first thing is collection of data. Then they analyze this data, okay, and do the prioritization, because every report has 1 to 10 rating, right? So they analyze it, right? So the collected data is analyzed, and common security risk affecting the web application will be find out. So ये प्रायोरिटीज किस बेस पर होता है? प्रिविलेंस के बेस पे, या कितना जल्दी एक्सप्लॉइट हो रहा है, या क्या उसका इम्पैक्ट है, बिट लाइक दैट. उसके बाद आपकी कम्युनिटी की फीडबैक आती है. ओके, ड्राफ्ट लिस्ट, जिसके अंदर हम बोल सकते हैं कि कम्युनिटी फीडबैक और ड्राफ्ट लिस्ट शेयर की जाती है विद इन द कम्युनिटी, ओके, फॉर द वैलिडेशन. And this step ensure the final list reflect up, because if they are publishing something, they should be aware about what is should be the impact of that. Once कम्युनिटी फीडबैक आपका हो जाता है, मैं यहाँ पे लिख देता हूँ कम्युनिटी फीडबैक, although this is not important, but you should be aware of, just for the knowledge sake. And in the last, they will finalize this, or we can say finalization आपका step आ जाता है. So which means कि OAuth finalize करता है top 10 list को. They detail every most critical web application security risk that developer and organization should prioritize mitigating. Okay, और उनकी core team analyze करती है इस aggregated data को, and they cross reference with different survey results, क्योंकि एक ही ये नहीं है ना, और भी बहुत सारे survey results आते हैं. Or category can be merged, renamed, reprioritized on the basis of this analysis. Any question? And as I'm telling you कि यहाँ पर और भी सर्वे होते हैं, can you give some name, some name maybe for the other groups or the framework focus on such kind of aspect with respect to the cyber security? Can you take any name, or are you aware about some name? Okay, have you heard about this? MITRE,
Yeah, yeah, attacks and also. Yes.
Mitra attack framework. So,
Yeah.
so it look like attack, ATT and CK framework, but this is again an acronym.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it stands for adversible tactics and techniques and common knowledge, bit like that. Okay. So this is a framework which is again publicly available knowledge base for adversary tactics and techniques based on real world cyber attack observation. Again, the focus is same that real world cyber attack tactics and techniques will be shown. Okay. And the key resource is Mitra. Okay. Then if you have heard about one more was NIST. Have you heard about this NIST? And they have CSF kind of list.
No, sir.
ओके सो NIST अगेन एक वॉलंटरी गाइडलाइन आपकी मतलब ये देती है और ये बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस इज डेवलप्ड बाय यूएस है ना जो यूएस का आपका नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड एंड टेक्नोलॉजी है NIST वो इसको पब्लिश कर रहे हैं अगेन प्राइमरी पर्पस इज टू हेल्प द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ ऑल साइज or from the private company to the government agency anybody to reduce their cyber security risk है ना तो अनलाइक अ स्ट्रिक्ट चेकलिस्ट ये CSF मतलब एक काइंड ऑफ रिपोर्ट आपकी भेजती है बट दैट इज मेजरली वी कैन से रिस्क बेस्ड फ्रेमवर्क है वो एक है ना मतलब एक डिजाइन है कॉमन लैंग्वेज फॉर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन टू अंडरस्टैंड एक्सेस एंड कम्युनिकेट अबाउट देयर साइबर सिक्योरिटी पोस्चर ओके ये भी यू कैन एबल टू सी देन देयर इज वन मोर नेम्ड एज SANS
Sense. I heard this sense. Yeah.
CWE भी आपने यहाँ पर सुना होगा ना एक वर्ड आता है CWE करके तो दिस इज सिस एडमिन ऑडिट नेटवर्क एंड सिक्योरिटी अगेन आपका वेल नोन है ना हाईली रिस्पेक्टेड प्राइवेट और फॉर प्रॉफिट कंपनीज के लिए ये काम करता है साइबर सिक्योरिटी ट्रेनिंग भी देता है सर्टिफिकेशन भी देता है और यहाँ पर आप CWE एक लिस्ट देख सकते हो देखो देर आर अभी मैंने एक टॉपिक और आ गया यहाँ पर चलो लेट्स फर्स्ट डिस्कस अबाउट दैट यू विल हर्ड अबाउट टू टर्म्स जब आप काम करोगे ना on the web you will heard about these two terms CVE and CWE these are two terms okay look like same little bit difference but yeah there are two terms so how people can approach you they can come that okay buddy my application like they might be going with some kind of testing or penetrate testing or some kind of tools or whatever and they can come to you that my website has this CVE or this CWE can you please mitigate it yes or no or you need to mitigate it in other way you have to mitigate it okay so they can do like that so it is real world problems that can come to you okay if you are working on ASM so have you heard about these terms CVE या CWE के बारे में आपने सुना
Yeah. So I used to work on the CVs on F5.
okay
So to disable
Okay, sir,
TLS versus
question.
1.0, 2.0. So common vulnerability exposes like
हाँ
yeah. So and you're seeing that what is that? I mean. And I got tickets like when you're seeing the end server, like someone is hitting and you can see the end server and you go into that profile and used to so I used to do these things. So yeah, I know this kind of common vulnerability exposures is.
right right कासिम आप भी कुछ बोल रहे थे tell me
जी सर
कुछ कह रहे थे
नहीं
okay so you are right Prasad this is CVE that is common vulnerability and exposure okay if I write down common vulnerabilities and please excuse the spelling mistakes if there is and it is common weakness weakness in emulation. ओके, तो ये दोनों मिलती जुलती सी कुछ टर्म्स हैं, बट द वेरी स्मॉल डिफरेंस, like when you are talking about VE, it means there is some vulnerabilities over there, okay, and this vulnerability need to be get mitigated. And this, there is like when somebody will come to you, na, there is some ID or identification number of the CVE, and this is
Same like the Cisco.
commonly, sorry.
Man, when someone from cyber security or a security team scan we scan the any device, they will give the CV number.
Yeah.
Right. It is bit like CVE, then maybe you can have 2024,
Yes.
then maybe some kind of,
Yes,
like
yes,
that.
yes.
Okay, this is named as CVE ID. Okay, vulnerability, in the vulnerability report, you can able to see this. So what I was saying that it means कि आपकी vulnerability है वहां पर, right? Weakness means like it is a weakness. Okay, there is a weakness, but अभी vulnerability develop नहीं हुई है, but it can be converted into some kind of vulnerability. Okay, मतलब वहां पर कोडिंग मिस्टेक है, there is some kind of mistake, there is some kind of bug, there is some kind of weakness, and that weakness can be converted into vulnerability. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So there are two things. One is weakness, one is vulnerability. Vulnerability मतलब वो फ्लो आ ही गया है अभी, लेकिन अगर आपको वीकनेस पता चल जाती है, इफ यू आर अवेयर अबाउट वीकनेस, यू कैन change that so that it is not converted into CVE. Okay, so one CVE may have different CWE, which means जो vulnerability आई है, हो सकता है वो different weakness की वजह से आई. So there can be different vulnerabilities for your CVE. And let me check. OAuth top 10. अभी देखो 2021 ही है आपका ना, तो इट्स नॉट 2025 अभी नया नहीं आया, 2021 तक ही है. और अगर मैं इसमें अंदर जाऊं थोड़ा सा, कैन यू सी दिस CWE मैप? हाउ मेनी वीकनेस आर देयर? 30, राइट, फॉर योर ब्रोकन एक्सेस कंट्रोल. इफ आई विल गो टू द क्रिप्टोग्राफिक, तो क्रिप्टोग्राफिक में हो सकता है आपकी ज्यादा कम जो भी हो. इंजेक्शन अटैक देखो तो थोड़ी सी और ज्यादा बढ़ गई. इनसिक्योर डिजाइन देखो तो और ज्यादा बढ़ गई, है ना. अभी थोड़ा कम हो गई आपकी CWE. तो देर आर मल्टीपल CWE और CVE कैन बी देयर. ओके, इफ यू सी दीज आर द CWE कि क्या क्या वीकनेस थी जिसकी वजह से ये मेरी
So how
वर्नेबिलिटी
can
अपीयर.
we mitigate these vulnerabilities?
ये तो कोडिंग के दौरान ही आपका मतलब मेनली होना चाहिए. ओके,
नहीं, वो कोई जैसे रिकमेंडेशन आती है ना कि कोई कहता है iOS अपग्रेड कर लो, ये जैसे कि
हाँ, पैचिंग, either the patching, either कोडिंग अपग्रेड, मे बी डिफरेंट थिंग. इफ यू सी, अगर हम इस पे जाते हैं एक बार, हम देखते हैं कि कुछ दिखाई देता है क्या. सी, अगर इस CWE पे जाते हैं, इट इज शोइंग यू किस किस का मेंबर है ना. इट इज शोइंग यू द कैटेगरी, इट इज टॉकिंग अबाउट कि क्या इसका CWE का, है ना, रीजन है. सी, एंड इज देयर समथिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, कैन यू सी दैट? मित्र, right? So even they are referencing with each and other. So I talked about this organization before some time. Remember? अच्छा, इसमें मॉडिफिकेशन का देखें तो क्या किया, अपडेट किया मैपिंग नोट्स. So maybe I'm not aware like how they are doing it. Okay, it should be some kind of patching, coding, or whatever. Okay, they need to do work on their codes at the time of building something. So that is how your CW. And कुछ CWEs हो सकता है आपका WAF रिस्पेक्टिव भी आपकी वो वीकनेस, यू कैन ठीक तो नहीं कर सकते आप उसको, लेकिन एक्सप्लोइट होने से आप बचा सकते. Okay, so that it is not exploited, so that you can do on the WAF also. बट सीवीई का तो आपका प्रॉपर ऑप्शंस होता है, यू कैन चेक फ्रॉम देयर एंड यू कैन, इफ यू नीड टू मिटिगेट इट, यू कैन मिटिगेट इट फ्रॉम देयर डायरेक्टली. Okay,
So
but let's,
you meant to
yeah,
say because CW you cannot mitigate it, but CVE we can mitigate it through the inputs which is provided by the security forums. Am I right, sir?
even CWEB, well,
Uh,
as I told you that you can, hide it, but
okay.
weakness to modify, if there is some coding related, you cannot do it. It has to
Yeah.
be done through the coding only.
Okay. So we can go back to that application team and we can say like, hey, this is the weakness we are. I mean, this if your coding is having this kind of weakness, please correct it. That's what.
It has to be corrected over there, because see, one thing you need to understand very, strictly in your mind. Security is not one people responsibility. It is a joint responsibility. Either if you talk about DDoS attack, it can be layer 3, layer 4, layer 5, layer 6, layer 7, whatever. Okay. So everybody has to be contributed. It's not like that ASM team is the only team who will mitigate such kind of problems. No. So if some problem is coming, even the application team also need to be come forward and take the responsibility. Okay.
True,
It's not only a single team
true,
responsibility or something to do.
true, true.
So these things, like, I do understand when you are on the call and when you have the application owners on the call.
Yeah, that's a that's a big headache actually. So,
There,
uh,
there is a different mode.
no, the point is always pointed to the network team.
I do understand. I do understand the pain area. But somehow, like, from your team, if somebody is representing, maybe your architect, maybe your engineering team or whatever, they need to take a jump and they need to say that, okay, boss, we do understand that we need to provide security, but if something is not in our hand, like, we cannot do some. Yeah. So it is not like that F5 app can mitigate everything. No. Okay, there are a lot of hell things which even F5 app cannot mitigate.
so that's the reason.
Okay,
That's the reason we are keeping this F5 behind the firewall.
true,
Yeah,
because layer 4 attacks, you
yeah.
cannot mitigate on the web. It has to be done on the, you know,
Only the
firewall,
WAF is only for the layer 7 attacks. So that's the
layer
reason
7.
firewall is cannot, though it's next gen firewall also, firewalls are not able to I mean, I think nowadays they're saying that they are capable enough, but still there are, I mean, next gen firewalls, they cannot go into that path level, like URI, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
True. No, no, that is correct. Even the file types they cannot go
Yeah.
for. The parameters they cannot go for.
Yeah.
Though
So,
they have the tag signatures. Okay,
uh,
they also have the tag signature sets,
so
but
yeah. Yeah. So
not robust like your F5.
yeah. Yeah. So when I heard, I mean, when we implemented a Palo Alto facing the internet and behind that we have a firewall. Sorry, we have an F5. So I mean, earlier they said like they're able to do SSL handshaking on F5 and on Palo Alto, and they're able to do that. So soon they said like no. I mean, it's not a handshake is not two-way. So they have some broken. So again, we have. Again migrate that application to an F5. So F5 is so still doing F5 load, I mean, SSL and shaking. I mean SSL uploading. So I've seen those kind of scenarios like
But there is a, yeah, okay, although it's not related, but it is important. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, let us suppose there is a client. This client is somehow coming to your environment, and this is your data center. Into your data center, there is some WAS device, WAN optimizing device.
yeah,
Okay, then there is some firewall. Okay, then there is F5 ASM. Then let us say, just
so
I am putting one more LTM. Okay, because of any reason. Maybe earlier there was LTM and we have before the LTM now you are applying ASM. Let us say, okay,
I mean
any
you mean to say on the same module we have a F5 and
no
ASM.
no
So
no no different
no,
different units. They are
no,
different
no,
units.
I've not seen such scenarios, but
It can be how, let us say, this part is already working. Okay, but now you need to apply ASM, and because of some reason you are not choosing the ASM over there, but you are applying a ASM because not all the application running over here you need to put on the ASM. Okay, so what you can do, you can spin up a new application security manager over somewhere else, and you can utilize some application over here and some applications behind over here, which is like it is acting as LTM and ASM both for them. Okay, such scenario, maybe some legacy scenario is there and you are supporting them. There can be a number of scenarios, but just a hypothetical situation I am telling. Let us suppose this is the scenario. Okay, now in this case, please do understand, as per your knowledge, SSL thing need to be decrypted here. SSL thing need to be decrypted here. SSL thing need to be decrypted here, here, and here.
You
So
can see.
all the entities, whatever I am showing you, 4, 5 entities, if you are renewing the certificate, it has to be done on all the layers in a single window.
True.
So if we need to upgrade the certificate, we need to upgrade the certificate all the 5 devices.
हाँ, सभी पर
Yes.
करना पड़ेगा. And that is the reason you should be aware of your environment. So think it like that, Kasim. हर किसी को decrypted traffic चाहिए to inspect something. And if they need to get the decrypted traffic, it means they required SSL or TLS, whatever. So it has to be done on all the devices. Is this point clear to everybody? Prasad, Kasim?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Any question? No?
Sir, no. Good.
Okay. Let's go ahead. So this is not related to the ASM, but since you asked, so I thought let us say.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to the OWASP top 10 because ये list मेरे सामने आई है, so let's discuss about it. Okay. The very first attack is broken access control. Let's discuss about that. Broken access control. Anybody would like to talk about it? What is this?
I think broken access control is like when you're not there, someone like access your laptop and you're not logged in, and they access your laptop or something like that kind of, or
So it is bit like if you have a server, this is an application server. Okay. If there is a user, happy user, access is guaranteed to him, he can take the access. If there is a user who does not have proper access, but he is trying to get the access, then for sure it should be get break. But if he is only a simple user and somehow उसने escalate किया and he get the access of super user, so see what can that person can do, right? So access control means authorization, security measure that makes your resource available to the user who has proper authorization. Like it's not new for F5 ASM perspective or anything. Even router पे भी आप देते थे ना कि privilege 15 करके आप कमांड डालते हो, right?
yeah.
Username this, then
Earlier we can
password this,
see
privilege 15.
earlier,
So who can have read access only, who can have write access only, that kind of stuff I am talking about. Okay. So when I am talking about broken access control, it means that that access control is broken. मतलब वो path उसने break कर दिया है. If this path is breaked, means user is not ideally intended to use maybe some services, लेकिन अब उसके पास full privilege है. Since he or she has full privilege, it means they can do a lot of things. Like for sure, सबसे पहले तो अनऑथोराइज्ड इंफॉर्मेशन पर, या मैं बोलूं सेंसिटिव इन्फो पर, सेंसिटिव डेटा पर उसको access मिल जाता है. He get the access on this. Then he can create something which should not be created, or he can delete something which should not be deleted. फोर्सफुल ब्राउजिंग हो सकती है ना. फोर्सफुल ब्राउजिंग हो सकती है, स्टीलिंग हो सकती है, प्रिविलेज एस्केलेशन हो सकती है. देयर कैन बी एन नंबर ऑफ थिंग्स. So again, reputation, then maybe money, commercial, all of those things will come into the picture. Okay. But if you have F5 in the picture before the web server, F5 will check because of maybe n number of things like attack signature. So there is something, let us say now F5 ASM is in picture. So this ASM will check depending upon attack signatures. Multiple of the attacks can be mitigated, okay, on behalf of attack signature. Then there is URL based filtering you can apply, that this URL is disallow or allow. So let us say if somebody is coming from outside and they wanted to access some admin thing, admin URL, इसको आप disallow कर दो, so that from the outside it should not be allowed. It should be allowed only for some of the maybe specific super users. Okay, so these super users are whitelisted and they can access it. Rest anybody cannot. So you are putting a layer of protection in front, right? Then कुछ files को भी आप allow या disallow कर सकते हो. Yeah, in this I can talk for course. Have you people heard about this course?
Uh, Not remembering, sir, now. I think I heard.
It's all right. This is a feature, HTML feature, which means cross origin resource sharing. Resource sharing. Okay. What is this? This means that if you have a website, this website can be accessed by another website to read the data. Okay, some another website. So this website is, let us say, this website is fetching the data from the satellite, and this is weather forecasting. Now this is another website, ABC. This does not have their own satellite, but they are just fetching the data from there, and it is like allowed. It's not something like illegal. It is a legal practices. Using the JavaScript, one browser can ask from another. But somehow, if somebody is manipulating this, it can be having a bad impact, or maybe a bit like this broken access control attack can be done, okay, using the same. So what we can do is we can through the F5, लेट अस से ये जरूरी भी, तो हम एक काम कर सकते हैं अपनी एप्लीकेशन के लिए. लेट अस से दिस इज माय एप्लीकेशन 1, दिस इज एप्लीकेशन टेस्ट एप्लीकेशन A. Okay, and in the last, this is netminion.net. netminion.net. This is my test application B, test B, and again it is netminion.net. Now this is somewhat a different abc.com. Now this is also wanted to come over here. This also wanted to come over here. This is same origin if you see the domain name. This is cross origin if you see the domain name. Both are different. So it can be like allowed with the same origin and disallowed with the cross origin. Are you getting my point? So you can maybe do a lot of things. So like that, you can maybe mitigate or maybe limit the usage of course feature, which is cross origin resource sharing. But you can allow only for your own domain, or the same domain, you can say same origin. Are you getting my point? Any question in this?
No, sir. Good one, good.
No.
Oh. Now, if I will go back, the second is cryptographic failure. Any inputs on the cryptographic failure?
Cryptographic. No, sir.
Cryptographic failure. See, cryptographic failure is the security vulnerability. ये तब आएगी when you have improper implementation or configuration with respect to the cryptographic system. Cryptographic जहां भी आएगा आप certificate समझना इसको, okay, related to the certificate. So why it will come? When you are using very weak or outdated algorithms use कर रहे हो, algos use कर रहे हो. अभी थोड़ी देर पहले you were talking about Prasad that you are using you were in a like activity where you remove the TLS lower version, right?
Yeah, yes.
You were telling about same thing I am talking here, right? So if you are using some kind of outdated algorithm, maybe आप MD5 use कर रहे हो, आप SHA use कर रहे हो, very very simple, RC4 use कर रहे हो, not SHA में, okay? SHA1 बोल सकते हैं हम, SHA1 कर रहे हो, then RC4 use कर रहे हो, like means which are very outdated we can say, है ना? Hashing algorithm इस तरीके से है, which are very weak that any attacker can exploit it. या lack of encryption है आपकी, you are storing some kind of data, okay, data is not properly encrypted, आप उसको encrypt ही नहीं कर रहे हो, it is a plain data, you are storing some password, maybe some in the plain text in the database, okay, that is a not good practice, like passwords, credit card number, personal information, anything. So in such scenarios there can be cryptographic failure can happen, है ना, ये हो सकता है. और OAuth स्टॉक 10 के अंदर इसको सेकंड पोजीशन मिली, राइट? तो एज आई टोल्ड यू, कोई विक्टिम है तो उसका डाटा अटैकर कैन स्टील फ्रॉम द विक्टिम सर्वर, ओके, बाय just doing such kind of thing, which is not good. This is one stuff. Second, your website is working on HTTP only, plain text, okay, encryption है ही नहीं, so it is also bad.
Sorry,
और
your
यही,
voice was weak.
so I am saying that your application is using only HTTP, encryption है ही नहीं, then in that case also there will be issue. And with this I remember one setting, HSTS. Do you remember this, Kasim? HSTS setting, or Prashad?
Yeah, yeah, HTTP security. I worked on this HSTS.
Transport
Yeah.
security, yeah.
Transport security. Yeah.
HTTP security, no, HTTP strict
Sorry.
transport security. It is very strict, that is the reason it is showing as strict. What it does? Any idea what it does?
I mean, for this is for like TLS, SSL. I may be wrong, but
So you can think like it instruct your web browser, okay, to your web browser, it instructs that your connection can go only on HTTPs. If somebody is sending on HTTP, it might be denied or it can be redirected. Okay. So when you are putting HSTS setting, it means your man in middle attack because of your HTTP, plain HTTP traffic can be avoided. Okay. And your client will, let us say, this is your client. Now this client will send HTTP stuff. There is your ASM. Now, as per the policy, it will instruct that there is a redirection. Okay. And then as per the redirection, that again another traffic will come on HTTPS. So there will be redirection and there some 300 code will be sent. Like 301 moved permanently or 307 internal redirect, bit like that. And since it is HTTPS, it is a secure stuff. Okay. Man in the middle attack can be avoided. Any question?
I just missed it. Could you please repeat this again, sir? I mean, sorry, I missed my.
So what I'm saying, like when you are using HSTS,
Okay.
it will not allow HTTP connection. You can put redirection rule so that the traffic can be redirected to the HTTPS. Let us say the earlier traffic was going HTTP netminion.net.
Okay. Okay.
It will be disallowed. Okay. So what I can do, I can put a redirection rule. If you put the redirection rule, when you put HTTP in your browser, it will get converted or redirected to the HTTPS netminion.net like that. Okay. And the URL can be as much longer as maybe you can think about.
So
Okay.
normally this we can achieve like normally we can when we configure this on F5 LTM, like we have an idea like
So this is just a tick mark. If you
okay.
will go into
Oh, okay,
the
okay, okay, okay.
HTTP, if you will go into the HTTP profile, okay, in the very bottom, there is some HSTS setting. You just only need to enable it.
Oh
Tick
yeah,
mark.
yeah. Now I remember, sir. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Sure. So I will show you, don't worry. I will show you in the lab. But currently, like we are just discussing about it.
Yeah, yeah, understood,
That
sir.
is the reason.
Agree, agree.
Then the third attack is injection attack. Have you heard about this injection attack?
So looks like your network is not good. Internet.
DDoS.
Sorry?
Seems like a DDoS.
DDoS, yes. So injection attack, majorly people used to understand about SQL
So
injection. Okay,
yeah,
SQL injection, but it can be your LDAP injection. It can be your XML attack, parser, parsers injection attack. Then it can be SMTP headers injection attack. There can be n number of injection attack, but since SQL is the majorly happening injection attack, people used to understand with the SQL injection attack. And what it is, SQL is the language of love of your database. So very first, when your user wanted to access some application, it will go to web server. And from web server, if there is some data need to be retrieved, it will be get retrieved from where? From your database server. And when you need to interact with your database server, the language which is working in between them is SQL. Like it will say select star from where user IDs, blah, blah. Okay. So if somebody is bringing out some data from there, this data will be presented to
so
the
we lost you,
user.
sir. Hello,
Is it same for you also, Kasim?
hello,
Are you also not able to hear me?
No, sir, it's good for me.
Good for you. So Prasad, you need to check your connection.
hello.
Yes, Prasad, you need to check your connection.
Sir, sorry. We will.
So
Hello.
it is good for Kasim, Prasad. Maybe you need to check your connection. Okay. Are you able to hear me? Uh,
Sorry.
Hello.
I yeah, yeah. We from the starting the web server. I mean that you're talking that about web server
So
will.
are you able to hear me now?
Yes, it's now good.
Okay. So my voice is good for Kasim. So maybe you need to check your connection. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, let me check. I think.
So it's all right. So what I was saying that in case of your database, if somebody is putting SQL injection attack, then they can bring up any information from the database, which is not good. Okay. And using the SQL injection attack, there can be, n number of impact can be there. So SQL injection attack is the major attack, I can say, happened with respect to vulnerability. So somebody can, construct a SQL statement, and if this statement is wrong, then data can be theft, data can be corrupted, authentication can be bypassed, or denial of services can be done, as you were saying, DDoS attack, you know, consequences. Same way, here also it can be happened. Any question? Prasad? Able to hear me? Hello. Kasim,
Yes, sir.
am I audible?
I think it's my internet connection.
Okay.
So
It's all right.
what I
Let's
understand from this,
let let's leave over here. Maybe I will continue in the next class. Okay, be
sure.
prepared with your internet connection,
Yeah. I
and
think
then
I,
I will talk about injection attack again. Don't worry.
no. I check in this recording video. By that I'll understand. So
That's fine. That's
what I
fine.
feel is like SQL injection is like when you're some math will be involved, right? So from one is equal to one something. I mean,
I will
I have
share the example
yeah.
also, the practical example also from my website,
Sure.
from the lab. So don't worry, it will be gonna come. Okay,
Okay.
and it is not completed yet. There is a little bit more things which I need to discuss about.
Okay, sir.
So we'll discuss in the next class then.
Okay, sir.
Let's wrap it up over. Okay.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Sure. Thank you, Kasim. Thank you, Prasad. We'll
Yeah.
meet
Thank
maybe
you.
in the next class. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself and your family. Bye.
You too, sir. Yeah.